Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So today we are talking about 10 stories of the Titanic to make you feel the chills. Here we go everyone, hope you enjoy, and if you are new, please subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I post. Just smash that like button and support the channel. Here we are. So, on April 15th of 1912, the world shattered with the tragic news in all newspapers of the time. The Titanic cruiser, one of the most advanced ships of its time, had sank in the Atlantic Ocean. In tragedy, 1,515 people have died, including children and women, and it seems that many lost souls in the sea still visit the wreck. Interestingly, the Titanic had gained fame for being an impossible-to-sink ship, thanks to its cutting-edge technology. But the unthinkable happened when the cruiser collided with an iceberg and began to fill up with ice water, to the horror of the passengers. Soon the crew members scrambled to panic when they saw that there were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. For many of the passengers, especially immigrants traveling in third class, this would be their first and last trip. Between the darkness and the waves and the despair of the people, hundreds of souls were swallowed by the sea. Today, it is rumored that their spirits will still visit the area of the accident, the exhibits of objects rescued from the cruise and other ships, waiting for their trip to the beyond. Number 1. The captain who did not sink with his boat. In 1977, Leonard Bishop, the second officer of the ship SS Winter Haven, gave a tour of the ship to a man who appeared to be a passenger. The strange visitor was very interested in every detail of the construction of the ship, something that missed Bishop. Years later, by chance, the second officer came across a photograph of Captain Edwards John Smith, the man who commanded the Titanic, who sank with this cruiser in 1912. Bishop recognized Smith as the passenger who had asked him for a cruise, but that was impossible, was not it? 2. The ghost that does not like to be photographed. One of the places linked to the Titanic that had a large or huge collection of supernatural stories is the expo mounted at the Luxor Motel or Hotel in Las Vegas, where there were more than 300 objects recovered from the shipwreck are exhibited. Among the most common occurrences is a woman in a black dress and her hair pulled back. In one of the most chilling stories of the photographer, in charge of portraying the opening of the expedition, walked down the main staircase when he saw the woman. The worker thought that it was a part of the attraction of the motel and asked if he could photograph it. The woman ignored him, only to suddenly reappear behind the photographer. Again, the professional asked him if he wanted a photograph, but this time the woman disappeared into thin air. 3. The most hatred spirit. In the Las Vegas expedition, there is a portrait of Bruce Ismay, one of the constructors of the Titanic. Ismay is a character who went on the blacklist of the story when it was revealed that he had fled the ship. Not caring about abandoning women and children on board, it is also rumored that Bruce insisted on increasing the speed of the cruise. Despite warnings about the blocks of ice between the waves, the witnesses have even claimed that the builder turned his back on the ship while driving away in a lifeboat. It is natural that other souls in pain keep a grudge against him. One of the workers at the expedition said that one morning he found Esme's photograph lying on the floor. When the supervisor in turn reviewed the security video of the previous night, he saw with terror that the painting fell off and fell to the ground on its own. Number four. Number four. And the ghosts also have a favourite. So the expedition in Las Vegas is according to the testimonies of workers and visitors, and one of the most haunted places on earth. People who visit it may say that they feel observed and uncomfortable, as well as listening to spectacle sounds. And the spirits in this place seem incredibly drawn to Zoe Zimmer, one of the artifact experts who works at the hotel. Joe has heard some strange voices calling him by his name, and he has felt invisible hands pulling his clothes, and even at night he hears an orchestra playing in the empty building. 5. The ghost ship. A traumatic event like the sinking surely leaves a mark in the place where it happened. This seems to be the most of the case of the area where the accident occurred, as crew members and other boats have circled in an area have indicated seeing light balls at the site where the block ice occurred. Even the submarines which seem to be affected, since in the radios strange sounds and calls of help are detected without apparent origin. 6. A second glance. A second glance, a second chance. I can't say this word, guys, because it's in a different language, but anyway, Frederick Flatt. And it says in a different language here. Okay. Yeah. He was buried in an ungraved, he was buried in an unnamed grave until the Historical Society of the Titanic gave him an honorary tombstone in 1993. Some visitors to the Luxor Hotel say that Flatt was not being able to overcome his accident and is often seen on the deck, recreated in the expert, always attentive to possible threats on the horizon. Number 7. I've got a itchy eye, sorry guys. An aquarium with ghost tanks. The Georgia Aquarium has also an exhibition dedicated to the Titanic with objects rescued from its interior. The employees of the site have reported seeing shadows, hearing unusual sounds, and feeling that they are being pulled by clothes. The rumors were so constant that a paranormal research program decided to take the case. During their investigation, ghost expert placed sound recording devices in the room dedicated to icebergs upon hearing tapes. They clearly heard a voice saying, "No, please." The ghost captain. The ghost of the Titanic apparently also travelled to other sites linked to their earthly life. This is the example of Captain John Smith, who visits his previous residence. Louise and Nell Bonner, the current owners of the property, say that they have felt an icy presence pass through them and have even been able to see the sailor on several occasions. 9. 2 deadly premonitions. The night that the Titanic sank, thousands of kilometers from the crash site, a young scout named Jessie was about to die. Before dying, Jessie said that she saw a huge ship being swallowed by the sea, while a man named Wally played the violin. Without Jessie could guess at that time, the magician Wallace Wally Hartley, part of the cruise orchestra, played his violin for the last time while the water was filling the boat. Another dark omen around the Titanic occurred 14 years before the iceberg incident. in the novel The Wreck of the Titanic, published in 1898, the author Morgan Robertson told the story of a huge cruiser that was like the Titanic collided with a piece of ice for speeding. To make matters worse, the sinking of the fragile ship also occurred in April and had almost the same number of deaths as the actual event. Number 10. A little comfort. In Belfast, Ireland, there is also a museum dedicated to the victims of the Titanic. In 2013, a woman visiting the site heard the final call for help made by the crew of the convicted cruise ship as part of the route of the expedition. Upon hearing the plea for help in Morse code, the woman felt extremely sad and helpless. His entire body was shaking and nauseous, so he moved away to take a breath. He was about to leave when a gentle hand touched his shoulder and a male voice said, "It's okay." There was no one around him. So those are the stories on this. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like this, thumbs down. As I said, so you guys know that you like my content, or if you don't like it, so that I know that you don't like it. But if you do like it, please give it a thumbs up. It also helps me with my channel. So we will go on to another video another day about the last thing that I'm going to mention about the Titanic. And like I said, I'm also going to be scheduling these videos, so they may come up later on in a day. I'm not too sure when, but I will let you all know in another video when they will be posted and you guys will see them. But for today, we will schedule this for later time. I'm not sure, but we will see, and I will see you guys in this next video.